So how has your work experience influenced your second year of your degree?
It's bolstered my confidence no end, I think. It's nice that it's given me a kind of a little bit of experience of both group dynamics and group leadership to an extent as well because of what I was doing there. And it was good.
I think it's majorly influenced my second year. I think it's given me the confidence to go out and do a lot more video projects. I think last year I wasn't really that sure what I wanted to do, and I didn't really put in as much effort as I think I probably could have done, but I think in doing my placement this year, I think it's given me a lot more confidence to go out and just try something new and get more experience, and now that I know that this is definitely what I want to do.
I think I've got a real feel for what it would be like in an actual working environment, having to stay on top of things, being really self-motivated and efficient, because no one's there to push you, you've got to do it all yourself. My interpersonal skills have massively grown, and my confidence in my own work, because my role, my marketing manager role, I had to make executive decisions, and I'm not very good at decision making, so that obviously really helped me out.
It's just made me think about where I want to go really, and focused me on okay, I need to work towards getting there basically.
It's made me realise when I've got to complete coursework about all the skills and my personality, it's realised that I'm more confident and outgoing than I thought I was. So it's really going to help with my coursework.
I'm actually doing another placement as well for Dawn of the Unread, which I know a few other people are involved in. So for that I'm editing YouTube videos that are sort of 10 minutes long down to 1 minute Instagram videos, and I prefer this to Cymbricks because it's much more challenging. I have to think about it, I have to work around problems, I have to think about the visual side as well as just the sound. So I do prefer that one. And as for third year, I definitely need to work on my LinkedIn profile more because that is behind and it needs to be kept up to date. And I just want to continue to work with more companies. I've just applied for a marketing internship at a place called MIM Clothing in Hockley. So we'll see how that goes.
I'd say my organisation has helped so much. So for once, I'm actually on top of my exams, and I've decided to enter one of my exams already and finish it and complete it before the deadline was due. So I feel that's a success, hands down. That would be the biggest delight for me, is that that I've realised that actually I need to start getting a bit of a grip with myself, and that life needs to be taking a hold of itself, and that I've only got so much time left really before I end up having to go into the big wide world again and finding my own 2 feet.
What else do you think you'll do in your third year to help you become more career ready?
I would possibly like to do a placement in third year. That would obviously depend on how much time I have in terms of, I'll have my other modules and my dissertation as well. I think I'd quite like to look into getting a part-time job with the company that I did my placement with this year. They said that there might be the opportunity to get a part-time job out of it and then work with them in third year, so I think that would be a really good thing to do. I think I'd like to get a lot more contacts with different people as well. I've been working on doing my own kind of blogging, online websites, LinkedIn, and I think I'd like to use those kind of platforms to get a lot more contacts, and then possibly use that to try and get work experience or get a job after I've left university.
I'm planning on doing a placement, possibly, maybe next year, but it's not part of my course, so probably at the end of my degree, to go into a marketing or branding type career, because I have quite an artistic flair, so I want to merge marketing with that artistic flair to do branding. My interpersonal skills and professionalism, I've realised that if you do make mistakes, you've got to sort them out straight away, and there's no kind of messing about with it. You've got to be on the ball the whole time. I think this module's helped me in the fact that I was in control, as marketing manager, I was in control of the social media team, so I was dictating to them what I thought would be best in the situation. So, for example, I'd ask them if they had an idea or something. They'd come to me because I had researched popular multimedia like marketing strategies that are popular and current at that time. So they would probably work best for us. So they'd come to me with an issue and I'd tell them what I think they can improve on or whether it's a good idea or not. So I think that has probably helped me because I feel like I could get involved in a academic situation or professional situation. I was able to go to the employability team and sort out what employers would be looking for, their kind of criteria, so I could tailor my CV and my application forms for possible jobs or placements towards what they'd want. And this module's massively helped because I kind of know the ins and outs now of what they would want. I've looked at Future Hub before, and the website for the employability team is really helpful. Obviously, my course doesn't offer a placement apart from maybe a postgrad placement, but so if I was looking to do it midway through, that website is really good, and I can kind of get a feel for different things that I could go into, and it gives me a lot of ideas of possibilities of different careers.
So I've obviously got to complete a placement report following the work experience, which will help me develop my further aims and objectives for the future. Next year, and at the end of this year, I'm going to be looking for a graduate job, or I might even stay on and do a master's degree.
I would say definitely go to all of the Working in the Media sessions because they do help a lot, and it does help with especially LinkedIn, how to make a really strong LinkedIn profile and CV and cover letter, and we should take advantage of it because I know that other courses don't have this kind of focus on just the career side. I would say just try and build your portfolio as much as possible. I know that I know that Asim at Simbrix was impressed by the amount of things that I had on my CV.
Yeah, I think obviously journalism is a thing that I really want to do, so I feel like maybe conducting the interviews will really help me. I do plan to do some work experience. I feel like I want to go into maybe doing journalism, so maybe like my friend, she does BBC radio and she conducts journalism and she asks questions and does interviews, so I would really like to, if they would give me the opportunity to maybe get into like the BBC radio in Nottingham and ask and try and practice my interviews and how to relate it to a specific topic. I think that would help me.
Can you give 3 tips and hints to students then who are just about to embark on work experience and how they can make the most out of their opportunity?
I'd say don't delay in kind of getting your applications in, because not everywhere can take everybody. So if there's something that you really want, just go for it as quickly as you can. Don't be afraid of trying something new or something that perhaps you've always wanted to do but have just thought, oh, my degree doesn't really match up too well with that. Just do it. It's a great opportunity to try something new, sort of almost consequence-free to an extent, It's a time to make mistakes and do that. Have confidence with it, and if you think that it's not relevant to your degree, I think you'd be surprised about how transferable the skills are that you take from your degree into the workplace, and also that you'd bring back from the workplace into your degree.
So I think it's definitely part of it is getting your application in early, just to make sure that you get the opportunity to do what you want. I think the second thing, leading away from that, I think that you need to do something that you enjoy. You need to really think about what it is that you want to do when you leave. And even if you've not got much of a clue of what you want to do when you leave university, as long as you do something that you really enjoy, because if you're doing something that you feel forced into, you're really not going to enjoy it and you're not going to make the most of your time. It's a really valuable experience to have, because it's a good time to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes as opposed to doing it in the workplace. Most important thing about doing a placement is to just enjoy it. While it is a professional experience and it is aiming to get you ready for the workplace, you've got to enjoy what you do and don't take yourself too seriously. Have a good time with it as well as staying professional. Just have a bit of fun.
Although it's really daunting to be thrown into this module straight away, because the module leader kind of just gave us this task and was like, right, this is all down to you now. I'd advise people in the future to just get on board with it straight away, not be afraid to just say their ideas and kind of brainstorm things that would work best. Because I think at the start we were all quite slow with getting into it. But I wish that I had kind of been more confident earlier on so that we could have improved on things and probably just been more organised in general.
Apply early on, because you are going to get rejected by places, it happens, and just to be resilient, not get knocked down by that or feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. And then another thing that comes with that is not to be nervous about it, because I know I was, but if you just do it and then you have fun and you realise that it's not that serious. They know that you're not going to be perfect and they're looking to like help you develop your skills.
The most important thing, find your placement early. As soon as you can, look on In Place, source your own contacts and find the placement, because they're really competitive, and if you don't get in there first, then you're going to end up with a placement you don't want to do. Secondly, try something different. Just because your friend's doing something, don't follow them, don't tag along, be your own person and do your own thing. And lastly, make sure you engage fully. If you don't engage fully, you're going to get no benefits from it and it's not going to help you at all.
Made him more inclined to hire me, and I just say just talk to lots of people, talk to the people that you get involved in, and even if you have already found a placement, maybe keep applying and go for interview practice, because interview practice is few and far between and it's good.
I think to communicate with I did very much communicate with the author, but always stay in touch and constant communication with everyone that you need to do. So maybe map out a diagram so you can see who do I need to contact at all times, so that you can recheck, have I done this, have I done that, instead of just being like, who do I need to contact, who do I need to communicate with, because then you're not prepared and you're like forgetting. So I feel like creating a diagram or a mind map or something, or just who you need to contact at all times is really helpful, because I was just like struggling to remember who I needed to contact at times. So just be confident and don't argue with your teammates, or just to everybody needs to communicate well with each other, because I remember we were on the module and many people were like, she's not doing this, she's not doing her role, and it's just like communicate with each other and tell each other that you're not you think some people are slacking in the roles, and then you'll be able to really succeed.
Biggest one I'd say is enjoy it. Make the most out of the opportunity, because you don't get the opportunity to work in placements every day, something completely different, something new. Make the most out of it, and really be open-minded about it. Also, take it all on board. You don't know what might happen with it all. It could be one of those where it's absolutely dreary, it's boring as hell, and you don't enjoy it. You learn, you understand from it, but then you go into your next placement if you get the opportunity to do more, and you take it all on board, because you never know what the possibilities might be. I've been fortunate enough, like I said, I might get a teacher training degree out of it, as well as an understanding of it more.